Hello and welcome to this session on running AVL history reports from the AVL administrator in ThinkGIS and ThinkAVL. In order to run a history report, it's important to make sure that your map is first opened, and then open the AVL administrator and log in using your username and password. Then click on the History tab, and you'll see a variety of history reports that you can run. If you receive a citizen complaint about an officer loitering too long in one area or not being in an area like a school zone where they should be, the location report is a great way to query those areas and find out what's really going on. Clicking on it, I'm given a couple of options. Pick a point on the map or select a feature from the map. If I pick a point on the map, it takes me back to the map. I can then zoom to an area I wish to query, click on the location. My proximity is a radial proximity, so I can narrow that down to a lower proximity or a higher as needed. I'm going to leave it at the default of 300 feet. I then have the option of reporting stops only. So if I only want to see cars that are stopped there for a specific period of time, I would leave this checked. Unchecking it would show me all activity within 300 feet of this point. So cars that are going past it and so on would register in this report. But I'll leave it checked, report stops only. I hit next, and now I pick the query dates. So I will just go back, let's see, today is the 1st, so I'll just do yesterday, the 31st, and I'm going to do the entire day. So I'm going to leave this at midnight on the 31st to 11:59 on the 31st. Clicking next, now I can select the vehicle or vehicles that I want to see. I'm going to leave it at all vehicles. Next again. It's going to create a tabular report in a PDF, so I have that set up here to go to my users folder and create a location report.pdf there. I'll leave it to include maps and then click next. Once it is done, it will bring up this PDF report. Looking at it, I can see points for all stops within 300 feet of that location. That red there indicates the location that I selected. So as you can see, there were a lot of vehicle stops along there. If I go back up to the very top again, looking at this, I'm going to be able to see which point corresponds with which record down in my main list. Each one gives me a time of that report, the vehicle, the label that vehicle may have, and how long they were stopped at that location. I chose the sheriff's station to ensure that I would get a lot of hits down here for this report. Oftentimes you're going to be choosing something like a school zone or perhaps a parking lot where officers stop to work on paperwork. Places like that are often where you're going to be querying, so just knowing those locations and being able to select those, you're going to get the results that you need. The stop duration is usually the most looked at part in this report because that's really what's important. Was an officer there? Yes. How long was the officer there? This gives you that indication. So if there is a particularly long stop, like here's one for an hour 42, obviously that's going to result in a little more investigation. Once I'm done, I can close out of this. That PDF is going to remain in that file location. However, if I run another location report, it will get overwritten unless I change that PDF name in the last part of the setup for that report. If I click on it again, I also have the option of selecting a feature. When I click on that, it's going to bring up what looks like the index window in ThinkGIS. So over here I have my list of layers in the map. In this case, I'm going to be looking for a specific address. Now, it's only going to pull the first 1,000 records of that layer, so I'm going to have to query for that. So I click up in the search for, and I'm just going to type in the street that I'm looking for. It's going to pull it up for me. I'm looking for 101 West Washington Street, so I'm just going to scroll down until I find it, highlight that, and say OK. That's then going to select that for my location. And then I just hit next, and I continue the query as I did before. And that's really all there is to it. We hope you found this training session beneficial and to your liking. If you have further questions, please contact us at 888-225-5984 or email us at support@wthgis.com.